on to start it. I thought I was recording the cold start, but I wasn't. It's just started now. So I guess let's bring this thing in. Let's see what we can do with the fenders. I'm gonna let it warm up for a second. I gotta pull another car out of the shop, and then we'll see what's going on with it. So, but look at how high this snow is. It's not super high, but this is just from last night. And you don't step into the car anymore. You kind of get your way in there. It's nice and level with the car. Looking good, sounding good. Oh yeah, let's hear that again. What's up everybody? So today we're starting on a project that I've been kind of, not really putting off, but I've been gathering the pieces to for a while now. So, on the Neon, so obviously it's a wide-body car. Obviously, so there are a couple things that I wanted to address, but I mean I've been waiting because I have more important stuff to do. The valve covers, the intake manifolds, the power stuff, right? The important stuff. So I was like, I'll get to this when I get to it. And on top of that, I couldn't find any junkyards. That there's one junkyard that I used to go to that's not open on weekends anymore. That's only open 8 to 5. It's like most of the people that are going to the junkyard get off at 5 o'clock, start at 8 o'clock. So whatever. So I was able to get those fenders I showed you in a previous video. But this car, for the longest time, the fenders have been fucked on it. Absolutely fucked. I'll show you what I mean here. This one fell when I was painting it. Very beginning. When I just primered it out, it fell off the stand. Bent this. I fixed it with some Bondo. The Bondo's come off now. And it's got some other bits where it's just kind of, the wrap is peeling up. It's kind of fucked. So this one too, it's not as fucked as the other one, but I want to do a delete on the antenna. So I kind of want to have two just in case. And also you can see under the wrap, all the primer kind of peeled up when I was doing the wrap. So it kind of fucked everything up there. I mean, it's been through its fair share of abuse here. So I wanted to, now that, I don't have any power stuff, it's all in the mail right now. So I have some spare time. So I figured I'd come down and see what I can do. So first things first, we got this beautiful blue fender here I got from the junkyard, and she almost just had another dent in it, but she's a bit fucked up too. Down here, the entire bottom portion of the mounting's gone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine this fender, I'm gonna cut there, and we're basically gonna fuse the bottom half of that one onto the top half of this one eventually. But first things first, I kind of just want to delete this, get the flare set up on it so I can see what it looks like without the wiper. Obviously it's not going to be wrapped, so plans are probably to change this wrap up for the new season. I've been looking at a couple of the older Neon liveries for some race cars and stuff like that, and since I'm going to be tracking this car, I thought it might be cool to pay homage to that stuff. So maybe we'll see where everything goes. That's going to cost a lot of money if I can't do it myself, so but I want to see what I can do with this fender. So first things first, we got to get this one all taken apart in terms of this antenna. So to get that bit off there, what you would do is take a screwdriver. They probably sell a proper tool for it, but you take a screwdriver and you just tap, 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 spin it out this way. But since I don't have proper surface to do that, I'm just going to take some vice grips. Like I said, I'm not going to be reusing this one anyways, and we're just going to go around and just put this cap off. Should be finger tight-ish now. Yeah. Let's see. No, not yet. Basically, this is going to come off just like that. This is going to push out. And this bad boy is just off to the side here. Now, I did notice too that this fender is a bit dented, so we're going to have to push the dent out a bit. You can kind of see, not really, but it's a bit dented right about there. So we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna tap it on the back a bit with a bodywork hammer, see if I can get it popped out a bit. We're gonna grind it down, and I think we're just gonna do fiberglass Bondo. I don't have much gas right now on my welder, so we'll see what we do here. I might weld something in and then Bondo over it. That might be what we do, but let's get to popping this dent out. Rhyme or reason to really what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna try to get this out. Yeah, that brought it out enough that the skim coat of Bondo that's gonna have to go over here anyways is gonna fill up the rest of that. Might have to tap it back in a tiny bit, but yeah, pretty good. Okay, so now we're gonna zip this down, and I'm gonna try to cut a piece to fill this in, and I'll update you in a second here. I got this nice and clamped up here. I've got a piece in the back, right size. So now I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna just do some spot welds, get this thing on there nice and tight all the way around, and then grind it down, and we'll just put some body filler over this whole thing. All right, so my video skills right now, I can barely see, but it's filled in. Mind the welds. Like I said, I'm out of gas on the welder, so it is filled in, and so now we're just gonna grind everything down. I don't actually have any discs, so we're gonna have to use the pedestal grinder, but we'll see if that works. If not, I can always just go run down Canadian Tire and grab some grinding discs, but let's see what we can do now. Now I've got it to the point where it's pretty much just gonna need a thin coat of Bondo, and it's good to go. It's actually pretty flush. There's a bit of a wave here, just from, I didn't fill everything in here. It's kind of hard with my welder, especially with it being out of gas. We leave some air pockets. So all I'm gonna do is just give her a light coat of Bondo, and then she should be good to go. I'm gonna actually, just give her a light coat, and then she should be golden. Yuck. So that should be enough just for a thin coat to get everything leveled out. And then, so I might as well start now on wet sanding, I guess, this portion and this portion. Well, actually, you know what? I might as well not wet sand until I cut the fender, because then I'm gonna be saving myself a lot more time. So let me, I'm gonna pull that flare off, got a template for how I should cut, and then let's see where I should cut, mark it out, wait for this shit to dry. It's going well, I'm making some progress. It looks a bit weird right now, with the blue and the camo, but I've got this one sitting over here drying. This Bondo is pretty much dry now, so I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding it down. I was just working on this other fender, and it's gonna be a bit easier, so I thought I'd tackle that while I had some time waiting for that. So pretty much I got the flare mounted where I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. Before I had them mounted under the body line on the fender, but it makes more sense for it to go over the body line, and the body line's continued with the door, because it kind of looked weird, body line pushing out. So maybe that's something I have to readdress when I go to these ones. However, they are kind of fitted down here, and it's, the pocket is where it should be. So I think those ones are good. Worst case, I will modify it if it doesn't, but it does fit right now. So, but continuing on this one, I just have to put some Bondo down just in this area here. And then this fiberglass fender got taken out when I didn't have an alignment, and the toe was way off, and I was taking a turn, and she got took out right there. So put some Bondo there, no big deal. That will come out perfectly fine. Same thing there. And then this one's ready to be finished sanded and then painted, probably just painted black, or maybe I'll just throw black over the spots, and we'll leave but I kind of want to go blue here, but that's gonna, or black here, but that's gonna take a lot of work. So we'll figure it out. I gotta figure out everything in terms of if I want to paint them and actually paint the whole car or what. So, but for right now, we're just gonna put some Bondo on and then continue sanding that one. Oh, I've finished the first bit of sanding for the delete on the antenna there. They're pretty good. What I'm gonna do is just put some adhesion promoter on it and then just spray it with some filler primer. Try to fill up the little edges that are left from the different coats of paint and everything like that a couple times, and then do a final sand, and this should be good. Then we gotta cut all that shit out, and then yeah, and then all that's left would be paint. Probably won't get to that today, but I can at least, you know, pull this bad boy out and get to that another day, and we'll do painting another day. This might just be a bodywork episode. Okay, everyone, so I'm pretty much gonna wrap up the video here. Now, we got really far today. Actually, I wasn't expecting to get this far. But, you know, when I'm doing this, I'm constantly coming up with, you know, ideas and more stuff to do to this. So, but in terms of the fenders right now, pretty much got everything finished up with this fender here. The only thing that's still, you know, a work in progress is I gotta finish this, do some more filler primer here and sand that down, but that will be for the painting video, just because there was a bit of rust I didn't notice until like 5 minutes ago on here. So, but in terms of the delete of the antenna, it's perfect, nice and smooth. There's some water on it right now from wet sanding, but I wet sanded the whole thing. I got to do it again now because of that and the overspray and everything. But this is all trimmed up to fit this fender perfectly. I moved the mounting surface for the fender liner because I'm going to try to do my own custom fender liner. I moved it over. That's what that little bit of body work is there. And then in terms of this fender over here, it's all trimmed up as well. I've just sprayed some of the bare metal here so it doesn't rust. Whatever. But this one's doing well as well. Everything's all trimmed and lined up perfect for the fender, over fender. Everything's good with that. So basically all that needs to be done with these fenders is I need to put it on, and I need to cut and weld the other mounts on for that fender. And then the same deal for this fender here. You can see it's got cancer there. So in terms of these over fenders, this one's all finished up. I got to wet sand it again, but got rid of the crack that was here and the missing chunk out of it. That's all good there. This other over fender here is perfect. No real complaints. I'm gonna have to, you know, undo the wrap on everything when it comes time to do the new wrap or the paint or whatever. But one thing I want to talk about is I want to finish off this wide body. This was a kit, and you know, I bought it and it was sold and it was expensive. I don't feel like it was finished. Now, let me grab one of the fenders. Let me show you what we're talking about. So, don't really feel like it was finished. Let me show you. This is how the front fender sits on the car. You got this big, I would point it out, but I don't really have another hand here. Let's see if I can get, you got this big gap here that's kind of just like, you slapped an over fender on it. Cool. So what I'm thinking about doing, something similar to the rear here, how it's kind of, you know, it actually ends on a downslope and it's there, you know what I mean? Like it goes down and you can tell the over fender's ended. It's not like it just ends up here somewhere and it's just cut. So what I'm thinking about doing is, you know, I've seen some videos on stuff like this before, nothing like this, but like more or less custom wide body stuff. Getting the flower foam, the green flower foam, and we're gonna set it here. And I'm gonna mold kind of this turn signal area into it, and maybe put an air duct in or something. And then we're gonna cut with the body line on the fender and make the bumper and fender one piece and the fender one piece. That way too, maybe eventually, if I do the same thing with the rear, maybe this can be a molded kit eventually, and I can mold it in. But I feel like actually having those two pieces for the front bumper and fender, or even just putting that extra accent piece on would make things come together a whole lot more. So I'm getting, I've always loved bodywork. That's always been, you know, one of my favorite things to do, the custom portion of it, not just, you know, putting Bondo over rust and sanding it down. So I'm excited to actually take that on. It's just the cosmetic stuff is kind of second to everything that I want to do to the vehicle right now. I want to have it running with the boost properly. I ordered the 3-bar map and the tip sensor, so that should be coming in. We can actually set this thing up to run proper boost and not the 5 pounds it's running right now. So I want to do that. I have a whole list of shit that I gotta get done. I gotta get a Trinity for it. Maybe. It's not the most important, but I would like to have a Trinity. And you know, I got a list of stuff. I can't remember right now. I've got doo-doo brain right now, so. But that's the main goal. So, I mean, I accomplished quite a bit. You know, bodywork is always like, you accomplished a lot, but you didn't accomplish much. It's like, you got a lot done, but it doesn't look like much because it just looks like how it should look from the factory, right? Or in this case, it's just custom work, but it takes a long time. That's why when you get custom bodywork done, it costs so much. But, you know, I got here at 1 o'clock. You know, I had to pull the car out, had to move some cars around. It's 5:38 right now, so about 4.5 hours, we'll call it. So not bad. The progress we got done was amazing. I never thought I would be able to do that delete as well as I did it, and it came out pretty much flawless. Barely any Bondo had to be used, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. Yeah, so the only stuff left to do now is what I said in the beginning. We got to cut those mounts off, put the mounts on, and mount these fenders up, paint them, and then they're good to go. So I'm excited, but in terms of the video, I think I'm gonna end it here. I think it's getting a bit long, so a bit of a boring video again, but trying to work to make this car present a whole lot better than it does. It kind of presents as built it when I was 14, put a wrap on it, and she's good to go. So there's a lot of work that has to get done, so I'm excited to be doing it. So it's just, I'm a busy guy, so I got a busy schedule with work and everything like that. So after work, I'm not really motivated to work on the car as much as I should be, especially in the winter because it's dark early, and so I mean it's starting to get lighter out. It's still light-ish outside right now. So, but anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you hated it. I do not care, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.